the acceleration of everything is troublesome to me. I think we're accelerating ourselves beyond what our hearts and our minds can actually absorb. And we're all living checklist lives. We're all just getting everything done. You know, there are certain bastions against this acceleration. Reading, I mean real reading, sex, nothing you can do, you can't fast forward it. Music. I mean, you can walk out of a Bruckner symphony, but you cannot speed it up. I mean, you are at the mercy of whatever the tempo of a piece of music is, which is why it's one of the most honest-making and one of the great spiritual correctives of what we're living in. And if you speed things up, what you're really doing is diminishing or impoverishing or in some way even abolishing experience, because experience takes place in time. There's a 10th century Jewish philosopher who wrote a very influential book of philosophy, a rationalist work in Iraq. In the foreword to his book, he asks a perfectly sensible question. He said, if God wanted us to know the answers, why didn't he just tell us? It's a perfectly good question. And the answer that Saadia gives is that because if he had told us, we wouldn't in strict sense know it. And what he's saying there is what would be absent is the dimension of time. Struggle, which is time. The experience of acquiring knowledge is part of the certainty that we have it. And the technology reduces all knowledge to the status of information. And so we're living in a religion of information, so that if you can Google my zip code, and you can also type in, does God exist? And you'll get stuff. And they both will be experienced the same way, when they shouldn't be experienced the same way.